What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the top of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is 3antozz. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is the Rapl. The map looks to be Painted Desert. I say looks to be because, you know, you could be right, I could be wrong. It could be something else. But it's Painted Desert. It's game number 4 in this best of 5 series. Game point still for the Rapl. He was on 2 wins last game, but 3antozz was able to put a stop to his devilishly handsome ways. The deeds he was dealing through the series have been incredibly high octane and very, very intelligent. He's been making some incredibly strong strategic decisions, but could not work it out in the last game as 3antozz was able to bring it back. 3antozz, in fact, making some very, very strong strategic decisions in that game. Game number 4, however, things are going to be changing. We're back on the land where the land lubbers do rejoice. And we'll see what 3antozz is going to be able to bring here. We see he's going in with the Hades yet again. Now, a different game, different sort of outcome here than the previous Hades game. So in game number 2, we saw Hades versus Odin on Oasis. Now that is a specific matchup for a specific map, which results in specific strategy. What happened in that game? Well, Rapl played incredibly defensively because he could, and he just went straight for basically the Mythic Age. He went for a timing attack. 3antozz grabbed a second town center, a little bit delayed after pushing Rapl off of the secondary hunt, which there wasn't really much of. But he pushed Rapl off the secondary hunt and grabbed a second town center and couldn't manage to get to the Heroic Age there. So what is the difference between this map now and an Oasis? Well, the difference is this map has got tons of hunt, which means playing aggressive, being able to tech without having to build farms, really, really simple. Lots of raiding possibilities here are going to be able to be happening because there's hunt all over the map. So lots of different places to attack and deal damage. And we'll have to wait and see how things will result. But it's going to be an exciting time. That's for sure. Relics have been uncovered here on the map. We've got the Wadget Eye here, a reduction in myth unit cost of 10%. Very, very nice relic there. At the top side of the map, we do have the Flagstone of Buhan, an extra, or a reduction in gold gather cost for your wooden walls. As 3antozz throwing up his temple here, looks like he's going for a relatively fast advance here with this temple going up. Maybe a 416. He's got himself 200 food left in this rhino, so he's got to be a little bit careful to not overbuild villages here, because otherwise he's going to have to walk to the secondary hunt and have some difficulties there. Whereas Rapl here, he's got his ox carts out. He's eating his final rhino over here, and he will be able to advance incredibly fast here through Freya to start putting some pressure onto his opponent. Now here, look at this. Well, 3antozz is playing Hades. Never mind. I was like, 3antozz has saved Lure. I thought saving Lure is a great idea. Anyways, he's not Poseidon at all. But he saved Sentinel, so he might be using that a little bit later. We do see Athena coming through. The village is going to be moving off to the next hunt here very, very shortly, as the village is now moving over onto wood. How many villages on wood? 6 villages on wood. Generally speaking, well, he's probably got 7 because he'll take the villager off of the favor here. So generally speaking, I do think that 7 or 8 villages on wood is the way to play the kind of transition period for Hades going to the classical age. Because you need to get yourself Chiron, you need to get yourself 2 military buildings, you need to get yourself a house. It's a lot of wood to need. And after that, you can actually take some villages off of wood and chuck them over onto gold if you so choose. As Freya about to pop, we do see the Skraeling coming through. We'll see if Rapl is going to be able to get any of these cheeky shenanigans that he really, really likes. Now, Rapl has shown this before. Throwing down a house here to block this villager in. He's not going to get there in time, as the villagers do retreat away. Nice play there from 3antozz. As the villagers over here going to be finishing up the Gazelle here. We've got ourselves a military academy and a military, probably an archery range getting dropped down. Nice and close to these Zebra is where he's going to want to go. Nice and close to these Gazelle as well. As the Valkyrie moving across the map, going to be again searching for something over here. As the Yolfsark checks this location, not going to be able to get onto that. So Valkyrie moves around over here. We do see the Minotaur. We do see the Ajax. And there's the archery range as well. Longhouse now coming down for Rapl. He's going to be going for the raiding cavalry straight away as he does spot the archery range. Makes a lot of sense there as the villagers are going to move over onto the Gazelle here to continue the pressure here. As Legend Eye for Rapl is a very good relic. It is, because it manages to make those Valkyries dirt cheap. Look at them, 180 food now. You might not think that a 20 food reduction is that big of a deal, but I feel like it is. I feel like it really, really helps out, especially if the Hades player wants to go super aggressive in the classical age. And not only that, imagine in the heroic age now you've got a 200 gold frost giant. As the Elves are going to be retreating away, as Rapl now moving forward. You've got to be careful of this Valkyrie. The thing is, one of the huge boosts that Hades got with patch 5.0, I believe it was patch 5.0, is this boost to the Chiron. You see it says track rating of 5. I think it's now a track rating of 6. I think my tooltip is outdated, which means that it can basically stop any classical age myth unit in the game. It basically nullifies that classical age myth unit from doing any raids, which is a really big deal. It's one of the big reasons Hades is so strong right now. So you do see a house coming up over here. 3antozz is looking to put some pressure on here. He's looking to get all of his units through. We do see the forest fire going to get dropped down here to push those villagers off of that wood line. Doesn't get any damage done. Now, this map, unlike every other map, the wood line is all on the outside of the map. So I actually don't mind utilizing Forest Fire really early on this map as opposed to any other map, because it's going to be really tough to just wedge those Toxotes onto a wood line. So holding onto it doesn't really matter a whole lot, in my opinion. As the raiding cavalry swinging through here, going to attempt to snipe down that Toxote there. We will be seeing that the raiding cavalry is trying to keep it alive, and he will be able to do so. Medium Raiders does come through. 3antozz is still taking his time trying to attack here, and I believe that he's kind of thrown away, maybe not thrown away, but he hasn't taken full advantage of his early game power in this matchup. We do see one raiding cavalry getting sniped down there as the raiding cavalry coming in. Now imagine Forest Fire coming through. Just saying. As the army getting pushed back, these villagers are kind of out of position here. As the raiding cavalry are going to have to pull back and fight this one. Rapl will be pulling back ever so slightly. You do see he's got a secondary ox cart over onto that top hunt over there. I love that play. So often do we see Norse players just taking the lazy route and eating their goat. But Rapl has grabbed himself a second ox cart and he's eating hunt over on this side as well. As we do see the raiding cavalry swinging through here, trying to keep his own raiding cavalry alive. He does trade one raiding cavalry for one Toxote here, as the Minotaur does come in good micro there from Rapl pulling back his cavalry there, as we do see the Minotaur not able to get a whole lot. He will be able to hit one of those raiding cavalry as it does end up getting sniped down. Rapl retreating back, 83 population for Rapl to 71 population for 3antozz in this game, as Rapl now moving back out. Got to be careful where you send those raiding cavalry. He is careful though. It's going to be swinging around here. These villages over here are kind of open, and we are now starting to see the Hades Shades coming through for 3antozz. And Thundering Hooves coming through for Rapl really, really early here. This is a really, really interesting game. Like, this is in a position here where 3antozz is going to be not so unhappy. He's going to be pretty happy about the position he's in thus far. He's gotten himself a fairly strong foothold in this game. We do see the units going to be moving up onto this position over here. Rapl has got plenty of units here. Thundering Hooves coming through. His army is not in position at all to defend against this push here. And he does see the units pushing through here. Will Rapl be able to actually win this fight or not? I think the answer is actually maybe a no here. As that Valkyrie there does get sniped down. The unit's pulling back now. We see the raiding cavalry coming back here as the distraction has happened here. Rapl trying to distract this army as best as he possibly can, as the raiding cavalry coming up onto the top side of the map here, trying to get a huge surround onto 3antozz's army here. 3antozz sitting at 93 population, but his units are not all in onto this location, as he's trying to stay out of line of sight, trying to get in over here, as 3antozz going to be retreating here. A nice play from 3antozz. He read that the raiding cavalry were coming, and he will be pulling back. We will be seeing the Katoskopos does get sniped down there somehow. as more units coming through here. And the longer 3antozz waits out in this open position here, the stronger Rapl's army is going to be coming. And look, maybe I was wrong. Maybe you should always hold Flaming Forest Fire in this matchup. Just hold it so that you can force your opponent away from running into the forests. Doesn't matter what map it is. I thought maybe this map would be really hard, but we just saw that 3antozz has managed to make life really, really tough for Rapl yet again, as the villagers do finish up on those gazelle there, and they are going to be moving back into the main base here. Now, here's the thing. Part of the reason why I said that you don't have to hold on to Forest Fire is because most of the time the fighting is going to happen in the center of the map for this hunt, but that was obviously the gazelle over here that allowed that to happen. But now the gazelle are gone, 3antozz isn't going to be able to utilize that anymore. So we do see the raiding cavalry. They do manage to come in here very, very fast, deleting the storehouse, trying to get those villagers back to safety there. He does manage to get one villager away, or sorry, 2 villagers away there, as one does get sniped down. As we'll see if Rapl is going to get much else done here, as he does snipe one Toxote there and then retreat away. Good play where that's concerned, as the dwarves moving up onto this gold mine over here. And 3antozz, he doesn't have the Pegasus out. We say it we say it quite a bit, but if 3antozz has a Pegasus here, he would not be chasing this army around. He would simply just right-click over here and push off of that gold mine and force Rapl into fighting a very, very difficult fight by sitting on this wood line over here. But 3antozz doesn't know that that's what's happening here in the slightest. So we are still seeing units getting sniped down here. This is really nice play from Rapl, just picking off straggler units. He's going to attempt to get to the next age. He's got plenty of food left to get up there. Does he have an armory up anywhere? I don't see the armory just yet, but he is throwing it down now. As the raiding cavalry with thundering hooves moving around the map at 6.6 speed are causing so much chaos to the economy of 3antozz, picking off villagers left, right, and center here as 2 villagers go down. The storehouse, obviously, on this position for 3antozz. He wants that one there. And Skadi is now coming through as the gold mine over here will be expiring roughly when Skadi hits here. 3antozz just about finishing up with this hunt in this corner as well. But Rapl moving the raiding cavalry over here, taking full advantage of the really, really slow army that 3antozz has constructed. He's trying to pull the villagers away here for the time being here, as a couple of those villagers will seemingly get sniped down, as well as the villagers in the corner over here as well. As Rapl, he is controlling his military incredibly well thus far. The villagers get pushed back over here as well, as 3antozz is trying to get a little bit of trades happening in this game. As the villager does get sniped down there, he will be retreating back. I thought maybe going out this way would have been a little bit more safe, but the hoplites getting a little bit of damage done, as 3antozz's medium raiders, 3antozz killing those medium raiders, does not manage to get any of those done, killed there. As we've got a handful of units up here for Rapl. Rapl might want to think about retreating back over here and defending that gold mine, because he knows that 3antozz, he was down the bottom side of the map. He's going to be moving up to the top side of the map to check out that gold mine. Meanwhile, a couple of raids happening in the main base here as a Frost Giant will pop out here to defend this one. Would be enough there for him as well. As do we see any upgrades coming through here for Rapl? Not in this moment here, as the Minotaur getting chased away. The Thrown Axeman doing some good damage over here as villagers pushing up onto this location here as well. Looks like 3antozz's army a little bit out of position here, as the raiding cavalry going to come through and clean up the rest of this Hades army. But instead of going for the army, he finds the villagers. He will be able to snipe at least one villager on that position there, as the Chiron getting sniped down there. Medium infantry coming through for 3antozz, as we see a hill fort getting thrown down on this position. 3antozz has got himself a very small amount of population at this point, as he's now in the center of the map on this gold mine here to boot. And we could potentially see a frost hitting everything here. All those villages going down. Aphrodite does get clicked up there, as I guess Curse has to be clicked here as well. Hits a couple of villages. The army still happily taking this fight, as we do see Frost getting dropped down there, hitting, I mean, probably a preemptive Frost usage there from Rapl, but he is in such a strong position as heavy infantry coming through. Archery Rangers getting placed down around this gold mine there as well, as more of these Thrown Axemen reinforcements coming back as they finish up on that hill fort there. It's going to start being Huskal coming in. And right now, Rapl has got enough throwing axemen out that he can continue to make raiding cavalry and start getting himself those Huskarl in as well here. And plenty of hunt on the map as well if he so chooses. He is throwing some farms down in his main base. Maybe he needs to, maybe he doesn't. I think he could just move forward and grab more hunt here and push himself further and further ahead in this game. But he will be cleaning up the majority of those units here. And 3antozz has got a mountain to climb now after all is said and done here in this game. As the hoplites pulling back, restoration getting dropped down. Restoration on 60 population there, though, from 3antozz. And 3antozz in that position doesn't want to play it out anymore. Rapl, too strong in this Painted Desert game, too strong in this series for 3antozz, manages to finish the series 3-1 and displaying some complete mastery over Odin in the Odin versus Greek matchup. 3antozz just couldn't make it happen. I'm surprised we didn't see any Zeus in this series from 3antozz. I would have thought Zeus on this map would have been a really, really good idea. The reason why Zeus is good against Odin is that the hoplites have got a bit more speed, so they can chase down those raiding cavalry a bit better. But more importantly, having access to those building destroying hoplites means you don't have to retreat back to defend. You can just continue to push forward and be aggressive. But 3antozz couldn't work it out in this game, couldn't work it out in this series, and Rapl gets the dub. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.